So welcome to my channel. So the chapter we are going to discuss is the physical features of India. So in the previous chapter we have discussed about the India's size and location, what is India's longitude, what is India's latitude, and we have seen about the Tropic of Cancer, Tropic of Capricorn, and how India is connected with the neighbors. So so the chapter we are going to discuss is the physical features of India. So what is about physical features? So what is physical features? Physical features is the outer look of India. It's like how India looks from north, from south, from east. So definitely India is a vast country, and even India has a different landforms. If you will go to the north, there is a different landform. If you go south, there is another landform. If you go east, there is another landform. If you go west, there is another landform. So definitely India is a very mm, different landform. Even India have a great physical variation. So so the first topic we will see the physical features of physical physiographic division. So the so whole India is divided into six physiographic features. So the first features is Himalayan mountain. The second features is the northern plain, and third is the peninsular plateau, and the fourth is the Indian desert, and the fifth is the coastal plains, and sixth is the island. So these are the physical features of India. So now we'll look about it in detail. So first start with the Himalayan mountain. So definitely Himalaya is a young structurally full mountain. So why India is young? Because it has been historically we see that India is a original new origin land. Whether is if you go in peninsula, which is a old plateau. So so how so the Himalaya runs in a west to east direction from Indus to Brahmaputra. So definitely, so the Himalayas represent the loftiest and one of the most rugged mountain barrier of the world. So what is the distance about of Himalaya? So this is the Himalaya is about 2,400 kilometer, and what is the width? The width of Himalaya is 400 kilometer in the Kashmir side, and 150 kilometer is the Arunachal Pradesh side, which is a which is the far eastern part of Himalaya. So the whole Himalayas consists of three parallel ranges. The northernmost ranges is called Greater or Inner Himalaya. We will look about it in a map. So which is also called Himalayas or Himadris, and it is the most continuous range consisting of the loftiest peaks. And what is the highest peak in Greater Himalaya is the mm, Mount Everest, which is about a height of 6,000 meters. So in the folds of greater mountain are asymmetric nature. Asymmetric nature means so there is no means symmetrical way, which is very asymmetric, and even the core of this part is consist of granite. Even there is a very different types of glacier. We'll look in details about the there is a various part of Himalayas mm, on the basis of ranges. So there are I think uh, five ranges on the basis of ranges, which is Trans Himalayas, Greater Himalayas, Middle or Lesser Himalayas, Outer Himalayas, Purbanchal Hills. So we'll look about in details. So the range lying to south of the Himadri from the most rugged mountains in system is known as Himachal or Lesser Himalaya. So while the Pir Panjal Ridge from the longest and the most important range of the Greater Himalaya, the Dholadhar and Mahabharat ranges are also the prominent ones. These ranges consist of famous valleys of Kashmir, Kangra, Kulu Valley in Himachal Pradesh. So the outermost ranges of Himalaya is called Shivaliks. So if you look at the if you look in the map, you will able to see that this is a Greater Himalaya. This is a Greater Himalaya. which is extend from the Kashmir to far eastern boundary of India, mm, that is Arunachal Pradesh, and this is the Kashmir. So then is the this is the middle Himalaya, and this is the lesser Himalaya, which is also called Shivalik, and there is a ranges called Shivalik range. Mm, yes. So I was talking about the different ranges. So we will first discuss about the Trans Himalayan ranges. So Trans Himalayan ranges, which is about 16,000 kilometer mm, long, which is the average height. It is mainly divided into four ranges, which is Karakoram, Karakoram, Ladakh, and Zaskar. Zaskar is this is the Zaskar. I was This is the Zaskar range, and there is another is called what is called Kailash. So these are the uh, mm, mainly four sub ranges of the Trans Himalaya. So Kailash range also has a peak called it also has a peak which is called Mount Kailash. So there is even there is a three glacier which is called even there is a Siachen glacier, Baltura glacier. The second highest peak of the Trans Himalaya is the K2. So there is a very three main important rivers of India is passing through the Greater Himalaya. That is Indus, Brahmaputra, that is Satluj. We'll see we'll see about all the rivers in the next upcoming chapter, which is called Drainage System of India. Mm. So now we'll talk about what is the Greater Himalaya. So Greater Himalaya is also called the Inner Himalayas, or also called the Central Himalayas, or also called the Himadri. So Greater Himalaya is extend from this part to this part. This is in this part this is called uh, Nanga Parvat. This is called Nanga Parvat, and this is called Namcha Barwa. So what is the composition? If we talk about the composition, which is there is mainly present granite, igneous. So there is a Mount Everest which has a different name in this region. Even there is a glacier, Siachen Glacier, Pindari Glacier, more than 40 peaks in the Greater Himalaya. So there are many passes. Even there is a many passes, Zojila Pass, then Shikila Pass in Himachal. These passes were the location for crossing for the trade and cultural exchange across the Himalayas. So if we talk about the middle Himalayas, so this is the middle Himalayas actually. This is from this to this. So which is also called the lesser Himalayas. So this is also called the middle Himalayas is also called Himachal Himalayas, which is also called Himachal Himalayas. Himalayas. So even the southern slope, is very steep and bare. Even there is no snow, mm, whereas northern slope are very gentle. Means if this is the suppose this is the peak. So if this is the northern. Sorry, wait a minute. So now, so if this is the northern side, and if this is the southern side, so the southern side are steep, and the northern slope are very gentle. So even forestry. So normally the parts of peaks above 5,000 meters are generally snow covered. Now there is the various part of middle Himalayas from the west to east, from the west to east. Uh, so there are various parts of Himalayas from west to east. Mm, The parts are like Dholadhar range between the Beas and Shimla. So this is the Beas river. So this is the Beas river. So from Beas river to the Shimla, which is called Dholadhar range. There is a Mussoorie range in Uttarakhand. There is a Nangtiba. It's called Nangtiba, which is range in UK. In Nepal, it is called Mahabharat range. So various countries called by various name. In in Nepal, it is called Nang Tibba range. In Nepal, it is called Mahabharat range. In Sikkim, it is called Sikkim Hills or Darjeeling Hills. In northeastern India, this is called Mishmi range, Abor, Mir. So these are the kind of information. So we'll look about in details in next class. That is class 10. Even no, sorry, not class 10. This is class 11. So now we'll talk about the outer Himalayas. So we'll see now which is the outer Himalayas. So the outer Himalayas is this, which is just below the middle Himalayas or lesser Himalayas. So it is also called Shivalik Himalayas. So the outer Himalayas is also called Shivalik Himalayas. They spread from Jammu to Assam Valley. This is spread to Jammu to Assam Valley. So this the average height uh, of this outer Himalayas is about 600 uh, 6000 to 1500 meter. So 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 there is I was talk about that there is a on the basis of there is 5 parts. So we have discussed about Trans Himalayas, then Greater Himalayas, then Middle Himalayas, which is also called Lesser Himalayas. Now I have discussed about Outer Himalayas, which is also called Shivalik Himalayas. Now there is another hills which is called Purbanchal Hills. So we'll look about it now. So if we talk about the Purbanchal Hills are expanded from Patkai Boom to Mizo Hills and mostly made up of sandstone and slate. So there is three ranges, which is also called these ranges, which is also called Purbanchal ranges. Purbanchal ranges. So there is a Patkai. So there is Patkai. So there is Mizo. There is so Himalayas are divided on the basis of region and they weigh again. So now if you will see in broader aspect, so the full Himalayas is divided into many divided into matlab on the basis of regions Himalayas are divided into various kind. So we'll talk about first Kashmir Himalayas. So there is a Kashmir there is called Kashmir Himalayas. So we look about it now. Kashmir Himalayas. So it is extended between the two rivers. This is Indus River and the Ravi River. So this is the Indus River. So this is the Indus River and the Beas River. So it is extended between two important rivers, which is Beas River and is called Indus River. In this, so there is a various ranges, that is Trans, Greater, Middle or Outer Himalayas. It is even Kashmir Himalayas is famous for Kesar, means like actually it is used for taste purpose. Saffron, importantly, saffron is cultivated in the Kashmir Himalayas. So next we'll see about the Himachal and UK Himalayas. So this is the Himachal, the second. First was Kashmir, Himalayas. Now second is the Himachal and Uttarakhand Himalayas. So Uttarakhand and Himachal Himalayas is extended between the river Ravi and Kali river. So this region is also called for the mm, uh, cold semi and cold semi arid region. Cold semi arid region. So it has an altitude about 1000 to 2000 meter. So the Himachal and the Uttarakhand Himalayas altitude about 1000 to 2000 uh, mm, meter. There is a definitely you will know that there is a various hill station. There is various dunes. So there's many dunes. There is Chandigarh dunes, Kalka dune, even Dehradun, Kota dune, Kota dune. So there's a various pilgrimage center like Bhugial. So next we will see about the Darjeeling or so this is the third type. So we have talk about Kashmir Himalayas, Himachal and UK Himalayas. Now we will talk about uh, third type, which is called Darjeeling or Sikkim Himalayas. Darjeeling and Sikkim Himalayas. So now Darjeeling, so it in the upper region it is also known for the high peak and fast flowing rivers. There's various river which comes from this Darjeeling and Sikkim, or even the Tista river which is coming. So the lower slope which are gentler, also known as Duar, because of moderate slope of drainage, which is even good for like tea tea plantation. Uh, so next is there is a well distributed rainfall uh, around the year. Even there is a mild winter, snowfall is about absent, but sometimes snowfall is can be visible in the Darjeeling. So so orchids are very local flowers of this region. Even so, now we'll talk about the far eastern part of the Himalayas, which is called, and this is the fourth. It is Arunachal Himalayas. So it's actually Arunachal Himalaya is start from Bhutan to Arunachal borders and goes up to Dipu Pass. So here is the Dipu Pass. It almost start from Bhutan to Dipu Pass, which is present in the Arunachal Pradesh. The highest peak of the region is the Kongtu and Namcha. So the regions are known for deep gorges. Even there is a different gorges which is created by the river Brahmaputra, and it has a tributaries, various which is even used for hydroelectric. Recently, it is in the news. Mm, China's dam will be constructed over it, and there is a so India is a riparian state, middle riparian. There is a another lower riparian state. So you will see about in news. So now is talk about the mm, so we'll talk about four type of hills. There is Kashmir Himalayas, Himachal and Uttarakhand Himalayas, Darjeeling and Sikkim Himalayas, Arunachal and um, Arunachal Himalayas. So this now is the fifth type of sub subparts or subdivision of Himalayas, and this is the Eastern Hills. Eastern Hills. So Eastern Hills is starting from Nagaland to Mizoram. Nagaland to Mizoram. So, which is oriented slightly north-south direction, starting from Patkai Boom, Naga Hills, Manipur Hills, or which is also called thereby Lusha Hills, which is the southernmost is the Mizo Hills. So this region is also known for the Loktak Lake. There is a famous lake which is called Loktak Lake. Mm, there is a even a floating national park called Kaibul Lamjau. There is a so so if we talk about the what is the importance, talk about the what is the importance of Himalayas. So definitely there is a various characteristics which is important for even for climate benefit, tropical monsoon climate. There is a from Himalaya there is very come from perennial river, so different type of soil formation. There is different type of biodiversity. There is a security advantage for China India or 1961. So we have seen all about Himalayas in details. Now we'll move towards northern plains. So here is given that the northern plains has been formed by interplay of three major river systems, that is Indus, Ganga and Brahmaputra, along with their tributaries. So now we'll see about in three rivers. So this is the northern plains. This is the northern plains, almost up to there. So there, it is formed by two rivers, that is Ganga, that is Brahmaputra, Brahmaputra, Indus. So this plain is formed of alluvial. So as I said that Mount Himalayas is at a very young stage. Even it is called young fold mountain. So so there is a vast deposition of alluvial soil. The deposition of alluvials in vast basin lying at the foothill of the Himalayas over millions of years, which is the fertile plain. So the rivers coming from northern mountains involved in depositional work definitely. So if we talk about the northern plains, which is stretches from Jammu to Arunachal Pradesh and narrower in the west and the wider in the east. So northern plains is wider wider in the east and narrower in the west, which is so the it stretches northern plains stretches over 30 through 3200 kilometer, nearly about 3000 to I think. So there is a various from alluvial deposition from 1000 to 2000 meter deep alluvial deposition. Then so I hope you will hear about the term Bhangar Khadar deposition, where the full set foothills of Bhavar there is Terai. So Bhavar is stretched. So now we'll talk about details in Bhavar Khadar Bhangar. Mm, so Bhavar, which is stretches from Indus up to Tista, Indus up to Indus up to sorry Indus Indus up to Tista, which is has a width of 8 to 10 kilometer width, mostly rocky. Hence so there is a Terai, which is now talk about Terai, which is about 10 to 12, 10 to 20 kilometer I think, mostly, which is a marshy, swampy regions, and after the rain reclamation by filling with, but it can be fertile. It can be filling with dry soil, it becomes agriculturally viable. So the soil is even good for the growing rice. So in Uttarakhand, Nepal, there is a they are growing rice. So whereas in Bihar, it is sugar cane. So in Bihar it is sugarcane. So now we'll talk about the bhangar. So I have talked about terai or bhavar. Now that is the bhangar. So bhangar is the upper alluvial plain of Ganga in Indus, which stretches from Punjab to central UP. It gets the less flooded and hence the older deposit and coarser soil, so therefore less water retention. Even soil is good for relatively drier crops. Drier crops. Drier crops. So the regions are also. Oh, so now we'll talk about the khadar, which is the fourth types. So earlier we have talked about bhavar, bhangar, terai. Now about khadar. So so khadar is the lowland alluvium, uh, which is found in Bihar, eastern UP, West Bengal, and it is the flood prone region because it is a very lower side of Himalayas, so it's a flood prone region. Flood prone region. Mm, then even it has the finer soil, which is finer soil and frequently renewed by floods. The regions are well known for water intensive crops like water intensive crop water intensive crop like rice, sugarcane, jute. West Bengal, Assam, West Bengal, Assam, which cultivate jute. Mm, near the mouth of from delta, like the varieties in West Bengal, Bangladesh, the plains are deltic, having the finest deposit, hence are highly fertile. So the classic now we'll look at this. So now we'll talk about the peninsular plateau. So before I going into the peninsular plateau, I will talk about the what is the importance of northern plain. So if you talk about in terms of river plain, the region supports largest population supported by the rivers away from sea. Agriculture is very fertile. Deposition of alluvial soil from upper part by river, known for agriculture, agro processing industries, fermented, and then it is culturally, even there is a rich culturally rich. So now we talk about the peninsular India. So if I talk about peninsular plateau, which is the tableland composed of old crystalline, igneous, and metamorphic rocks. It has been formed due to breaking and drifting of the Gondwana land, thus making it one of the oldest landmasses. So before, so when I start the chapter, I talked about that Himalaya is a very younger, um, is very recent formation, but the peninsular, which is the one of the oldest uh, land, it is formed due to breaking, drifting of the Gondwana land. Let us we'll see about in the higher classes the plateau. So now we'll go into details of the peninsular plateau. The plateau consists of two broad divisions, which is called Central Highland and the Deccan Plateau. The part of the peninsular plateau lying to the north of the Narmada Hill, covering major area of the Malwa Plateau, known as the Central Highland, the Vidyan Range, bounded by the Satpura Range on the south and the Aravallis on the northwest. So, so before going to deep, I am just giving about the whole map about the peninsular plateau. So, peninsular plateau is mainly a triangular block. You will see map. Peninsular plateau is like this. So it's a triangular block. India is like that. So which is almost a triangular block, mm, which rises about the 150 meter above the sea above the sea. So they include various ranges in the so before going to ranges, I will talk about the boundary of the peninsula plate. Aravali in the north, Aravali in the north, Girnal in the west, Girnal, Gir Girnal in the west, Rajmahal Hills and Karbi Anlong Plateau in the east, and the Coromandel Hills in the south. So most of these are very ancient formation, and even they are 550 million year before past, except the Deccan Plateau, Deccan basalt lava plateau, which is a new formation. The Peninsular Plateau is made up of disgusted Portland plateaus such as Hazirabad, Palamo Plate, Ranchi Plate. All of these are around Chota Nagpur Plateau. So in the south, so this is Chota Nagpur Plateau. So in the south, which is include Karnataka Plateau around the Bengaluru, and Tamil Nadu Plateau in Coimbatore Plate. So which are the most stable and the oldest landmass, which is stable and oldest landform of India. The region is also known for Tur. Tur means very big rock accumulated in the region. The region is also known for various block mountain, reef valley of Narmada and Tapi. The regions are also known for like it's older process, but also they create tanks which are natural water storage system created by the dikes or spores, and are usable for agricultural land. The region is also known for Hammocky Hills. I think you have heard about Hammocky Hills. Hammocky Hills. So, which is a rounded hills, knolls for granite and sandstone deposit. So, in the northern part of this plateau, gorges, riverines are also created, like Georges or Kota, then by Chambal or Industry. There's a so I have talked about there's a very riverines or gorges. So what is riverines? So riverines are the bed land region which are eroded by forming deep gullies, like gullies, or by due to sudden rainfall and related erosion. Such bed land are useless for the agriculture. So now we'll go to the division of the peninsular plateau. Now we'll go about the division of the peninsula. So the peninsular plateau, is divided into three parts. That is the central highland, which is a part of the north of Satpura range. It includes various um, it includes Arabuli range, Malpa, Bundelkhand plate, Bhagelkhand plate, Chota Nagpur, up to the Rajmahal hills. Then there is a it also include the Satpura, including Mahadev, Baikal range, hence Bidyan range, extended up to the Kamur hills. The general slope of the central highlands towards north side are river flows forward Ganga. That's why on the western side the rocks plate are extended up to the Rajasthan, up to extended to look at the map. It so the general slope of the central highlands towards northwards on the river flows, which is towards like Ganga. On the western side the rock plateau extend up to Rajasthan, Jaisalmer, which is also called marble, consists of marble, slate. So whereas in Chotanagpur plateau different minerals are being found. So now we'll go about northeastern plateau. now talks about northeastern plateau. There is a very small part like northeastern plateau. So the northeastern plateau is separated from central highland by Rajmahal and Garo Gap. By Rajmahal, Garo Gap, Rajmahal Hill. So it is also called the Malda Fault. It is also called the Malda Fault. The northeastern plateau is a mineral-rich region known for various coal, iron ore, alluvial, limestone, uranium. It is even highly dissected because of the extremely heavy rain in this region. The northeastern plateau is divided into Meghalaya Plateau, which has three hills. This is the Meghalaya Plateau, which consists of three hills: Garo, Khashi, Jayantia. The Karbi Anglong Plateau, which is the second part of northeastern plateau, Karbi Anglong, which is the second part of northeastern, mainly comprised of two hills. Karbi Anglong is comprised of two hills like Karbi Anglong, which is consist of two hills, that is Mikir Hills and Ringma Hills. So these are the I talk about Karbi Anglong, which is consist of Mikir Hills and Ringma Hills. So now we'll go about towards south, which is called Deccan Plateau region, So the Deccan Plateau is mainly divided. So now we'll talk about this part. So Deccan Plateau region is Deccan Plateau region. So Deccan Plateau region is mainly it divided into different parts, that is Western Ghats on the western side, Eastern Ghat on the eastern side, and other major hills within the interior region. So this is the Western Ghat. So this is the Western Ghat, and this is the Eastern Ghat. Uh, so the Western Ghat has a average height about Western Ghat average height about 1500 meter, which is about 1500 meter, and higher in the southern part. They are also relatively more continuous with just four passes. Even Western Ghats are continuous. So Eastern Ghat, the slope over the Deccan Plateau goes downwards towards Eastern Ghat. So most major river of the Peninsula Plateau start from the Western Ghat. So this is all about Western Ghat. Now we'll talk about Eastern Ghat, which is look at the eastern part of the Peninsula Plateau, which is about 600 meter. So from this I can say that the Western Ghat is slightly higher than the Eastern Ghat. So what about the average height of the Western Ghat, which is about 1200 meter. But what is the height about 600 meter, which is so Western Ghat is slightly higher than the Eastern Ghat. So they are not continuous. I told that Western Ghat is more continuous, but the Eastern Ghat is not continuous. It is eroded by many rivers. And hence more discontinuous. Eastern Ghats are relatively subducted, subsided, or might be called lower, whereas Western Ghat is slightly Eastern coast is slightly uplifted. So Deccan Lava is a part of Deccan Plateau extending from the Gujarat, extending from the Gujarat to Goa. So this is the called Deccan Lava. So the what are the important peaks of Western Ghat? Thalghat, Thalghat, then Mahabaleshwar, Thalghat and Mahabaleshwar. Western Ghat in mm, 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 what called so the south of the Kalshubai in Thalghat. So if I talk about what is where Thalghat is located, about the south of the Kalshubai, Kalshubai. So Mahabaleshwar, and Mahabaleshwar is also known for the highest rainfall of this region. Highest rainfall of this region, mm, and even it is famous for. I I hope you will all know that Mahabaleshwar is famous for strawberry farming. Strawberry farming. So Karnataka, Karnataka is the northern part, which has the Baba Budan Hills. So Karnataka, which has the Baba Budan Hills, and southern parts has the Nilgiris. In Karnataka, in northern part it is called Baba Budan Hill. In southern part it is called Nilgiri. So which is the even second highest peak of Western Ghat. So Nilgiri at the Western Ghat and Eastern Ghat meet. The south of Nilgiri has the third passes of this region, that is Palghat. So Ghat is about the passes. What does mean by the Ghat? This passes like in in Himalayas. I have talked about Zozila. Suppose Zozila. So La means pass, and in southern the Ghat means pass. So the south of the Palghat has Anaimalai Hills. Another very important hills is called Anaimalai Hills, which is continuous western Ghat, and the highest peak of the peninsula India is Anaimudi, and Anaimalai, which is the highest peak called Anaimudi, which is about 2695 meter, I think, I guess. Mm, so the south of Anaimudi there is Coromandel Hill. Sorry, there is a Cardamom Hills. Cardamom in the middle has a there is a another pass which is the fourth pass of the southern, which is called Shan fourth pass, and there is a Shankota Gap. So south of the Anaimala Hills, so the south of the Anaimala Hills, there is there is Varushnath Hills, Varushnath Varushnath Hills, Varushnath Hills. Then there is a called Palani Hills, Palani Hills. This is called Sero Malay Hills. So now we'll look about the Eastern Ghat Hill. What are the Eastern Ghat Hill? Eastern Ghat Hill. So th- there's very there's many Eastern Ghat like Pancha Malay, like Pancha Malay, Sheveroy, Sheveroy Hill, Jabada Hills, Palkonda Hills, Venukonda Hills. On west of the Palkonda has a Sachalam Hills, Sachalam Hills. So the northern Andhra there is a there is no big hills, but has some peaks because of more dissected, which is because of more dissected. So almost we have done the all the topics of this chapter. Mm, it's called Peninsula. This is the Western Ghat, Eastern Ghat. Make the western and eastern edges of the Deccan Plateau respectively. So the Western Ghats are higher than I talk about that higher, which is about elevation 900 to 6000 meter against the 600 meters of the Eastern Ghat. The Eastern Ghat stretch from the Mahanadi Valley to the Nilgiri in the south. The Eastern Ghats are discontinuous, but Western Ghats are more continuous. Eastern Ghats are more irregular. Talk about that. The Western Ghats cause orographic rain. So orographic, if we talk about orographic rain, so what is called orographic rain? Suppose this is the hills. So when rain comes, it will like this. The rain will come like that. This. But on the other side of the hills means this side, this side, there will be no rain on this side. So but on the other side of the rain, this is called shadow region, no rain. So this rain is called orographic rain. So this is orographic rain. mm, the height of the Western Ghats are progressively increasing from north to south. I talk about that. There's a highest peak including Anaimudi, Dodabetta, Mahendragiri is the highest peak in the Eastern Ghat, Shevara Hills, Javada Hills. So Eastern Ghat. So one of the distinct feature of the mm, peninsular plate is the black soil area, which is there is a volcanic origin. So Aravalli lie on the western and the northwestern margin of Peninsula Plateau. I have discussed all about that. Now we'll talk about the Indian desert. So the Indian desert is lies on the western side margin of the Aravalli Hills. It is almost sandy. So this region even receive very low rainfall. It is talk about below 150 meter. There is the only river which is called Luni, which is the only major rivers in this region. So the Balkans, so Balkans is like that. In desert, it will see that like that. When air blows the soil, it when uh, falls on the hill like that will create it. These are Balkans. So which is more prominent near Indo-Pakistan boundary, Balochistan. Now we'll talk about the coastal plain. So so India has an extensive coastal plain. So from the side, and there is a north side western, the 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 coastal plains which is running about in the Arabian Sea on the west and the Bay of Bengal in the east. The western coast that is sandwiched between the Western Ghat and the Arabian Sea. It consists of three sections. The northern part of the coast is called Konkan coast. Northern part, suppose this is the plain. So the northern part of the coast is called from Mumbai to Goa. It is called Konkan coast. The central stretch of the Kannada plain, while the southern stretch is called Malabar coast. It's called the Kannat. It's called Malabar coast. The plain along the Bay of Bengal are wide and level. In the northern part, it is referred as the northern Sikar. Now this is coastal. Suppose this is the peninsular, and this part is called northern Sikar. While the southern part it is called Coromandel coast. Coromandel coast. So largest river of the such as Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna, Kaveri have formed the extensive delta. So even the Chilka Lake, will be like that. There is Chilka Lake. Chilka Lake is the largest saltwater lake of India. It is present in the Odisha. So so now we'll talk about the island. So there are two island group. nearby India. This is Lakshadweep Island group, which is closely to the Malabar coast of Kerala. This group island is composed of small coral island. Earlier they were called Lakkadweep, Minicoy, Amindeep. In 1973, these were named as a Lakshadweep. It covers small areas of 32 square kilometer. So, Kavare Island is the administrative headquarter of the Lakshadweep. The Pitti Island, which is currently uninhabited, has there is a famous bird sanctuary. Now we'll talk about the northern side, which is Bay of Bengal, which is extended from the north to south. There is another island group called Andaman and Nicobar Island. There is a which is bigger in size and more numerous and scattered. The entire group of islands is divided into two broad categories. The Andaman in the north, suppose is India. Suppose this is India. So there is so in north it's called Andaman and in south it is called Nicobar. So this island group are a various strategic importance of the country. Mm, there is a called this Andaman Nicobar is called active volcanic zone. So this island lies close to the equator. So in first chapter I have talked about equator, Tropic of Capricorn, Tropic of Cancer. So so Andaman and Nicobar lies about almost close to the equator and experiences equatorial climate. We'll talk about the equatorial climate in climate chapter, which is I think after this chapter. So India. So I talk about there is a active volcano found on the barren island of Andaman and Nicobar Island. So I have discussed all about this chapter. So mostly covers all the parts in details. Even I have talked about extra information. So if you like this, please ensure to give a like button. If there is any doubt related to this chapter, please do comment. I will definitely try to discuss in the next class. So